The unfinished canvas. In a bustling city where ambition painted the skyline with towering dreams, there lived an artist named Elias. His small studio, tucked between a bakery and cobbler's shop, was a sanctuary of colors and chaos. Canvases leaned against every wall, some vibrant with life, others abandoned with mid-stroke. Elias was no stranger to the whispers of the world beyond his door, tales of artists whose names echoed through galleries and history books. He dreamed of such fame not for vanity but to prove that his hands could shape something eternal. Elias had one painting, his magnum opus, that he called the unfinished canvas. It was a sprawling work, larger than any he would have attempted before, depicting a village cradled by its mountains, its people frozen in moments of joy, sorrow, and quiet resilience. The colors were bold yet tender, the brushstrokes a dance of light and shadow. But it remained incomplete. For years he toiled over it, adding a figure here, a hue there, only to step back and feel it lacked something vital, something he couldn't name. The city buzzed with the news of an upcoming exhibition, a grand affair where the world's eyes would turn to the chosen few. The prize was not just money but a place among the immortals of art. Elias saw his chance. If he could finish the unfinished canvas, it might carry his name beyond the cobblestone streets he called home. Night after night he worked, his hands trembling with both exhaustion and hope. Sleep became a stranger, and the scent of paint replaced the air in his lungs. One evening, a stranger knocked on his door. She was an older woman, her face etched with lines that spoke of a life well lived. Her name was Mara, a retired art critic whose words once shaped careers. She would have heard of Elias through a baker who had seen his work through the studio window. "I've come to see the canvas that keeps you awake," she said, her voice sharp but kind. Elias hesitated, then led her inside. Mara stood before the unfinished, and when she did, her words cut deep. "It's beautiful, but it's hollow. You are chasing the fame, not truth. Art isn't a trophy, it's a mirror. What do you see when you look at this?" Stung, Elias stammered, "I see a world I want to share. I see my chance to matter." Mara shook her head. "You are painting for the applause, not your soul. Finish it with your morals, not their expectations, or it will be never whole." She left her words lingering like a storm cloud. Eli stared at the canvas, its villagers staring back. He poured years into it, but Mara faded into doubt. But Mara was right. It felt like a performance, not a revelation. Anger fled, then faded into doubt. What did he stand for? What truth did he want to tell? Days passed, and the exhibition loomed closer. Elias stopped painting. He wandered the city instead, watching its people, the baker kneading dough with care, the cobbler mending shoes for a child's first steps, the street musicians playing for coins and smiles. He saw struggles and kindness, flaws and beauty woven into the fabric of life. And slowly an answer emerged. His canvas wasn't about fame, it was about them, the unnoticed souls who carried on despite the world's indifference. Returning to his studio, Elias picked up his brush with a new response, new purpose. He didn't rush. He painted a woman sharing bread with a stranger, her hands worn but generous. He added a child chasing a kite, his laughter a streak of yellow against the sky. He deepened the shadows of the mountains, showing their weight, their endurance. Each stroke was deliberate, not for glory but for honesty. He painted what he valued: compassion, resilience, the quiet strength of ordinary lives. The exhibition arrived, and Elias submitted the unfinished canvas, still incomplete by his old standards. A corner remained bare, a patch of sky unpainted, a space where the village's story could breathe and grow. He didn't expect to win. He didn't need to. The act of finishing it his way was victory enough. The gallery hummed with the critics and collectors, their voices a symphony of judgment. Elias stood by his work, unnoticed amid the crowd. Then Mara appeared, her presence drawing eyes. She studied the canvas again, her silence heavier than before. Finally, she turned to him. "You found it," she said. "It's alive now, not perfect, but true." The judges award the prize to another, a sleek, polished piece that gleamed with technical brilliance. Whispers of Elias' work rippled through the room, some calling it raw, others unfinished. He heard the praise and criticism alike, but they didn't parents him as they once might have. Fame didn't crown him that night, but something deeper settled in his chest. Peace. Years later, Elias' name didn't adorn history books, but the unfinished canvas found a quiet immortality. It hung in a small museum where visitors lingered, drawn not by its grandeur but its heart. They saw themselves in its villagers, their own struggles and joys reflected back. Elias kept painting, never chasing the world's spotlight again. His studio remained a heaven, his hand steady with a purpose. One day, a young artist visited, wide-eyed and hungry for advice. "How do I become famous?" he asked. Elias smiled, brushing the paint from his fingers. "Don't paint for fame. Paint for what matters to you, what you believe in. The world might not notice, but your soul will." The young man left, puzzled but intrigued. Elias returned to his latest canvas, a simple scene of a baker at dawn. It wasn't finished, not yet, but it didn't need to be. Like life, it was story in progress, guided not by applause, but by the morals he had learned to hold dear. Moral of the story: the pursuit of fame can hollow out even the greatest talents, but creating with integrity and purpose brings a fulfillment that outlasts fleeting recognition. True art and true living reflects what we value, not the world demands. Thank you.